Today I want to talk to you about dried fruit. Now, many people eat dried fruit as a snack or in their cereal or an accompaniment to other pieces of fruit. And I want to talk today about why, if you're trying to lose weight, it's really not a good idea. So let's first talk about what dried fruit actually is. So dried fruit is essentially dried. So all the water is taken out of the fruit in a process called dehydration. So for example, if you think of a bunch of grapes, what could essentially be the size of a bunch of grapes goes down to a very small portion of either currants, sultanas or raisins. There are other types of dried fruit as well. You can get bananas, you can get peaches, figs, dates, a whole array of fruit. The benefit of eating dried fruit is that you can get lots of fibre, vitamins, minerals, essential antioxidants which fight disease in the body, but you can actually get all of that from the whole fruit. And the problem with dried fruit is that in comparison to the whole fruit, there's a lot of sugar content. 1/4 cup, measuring cup, there's the big one, there's a quarter, so a quarter of 1 cup. That contains 105 calories of raisins, but it also contains 24 grams of sugar. Now you may be thinking, okay, well, that as a portion of raisins, it's not so bad, 105 calories. But it's not the calories we need to watch per se, it's the sugar content. If you're taking in 24 grams of sugar, that's a huge amount in one go. And to get through that many raisins is not going to take long. Even kids can get through that really quickly. So when you take in the sugar, the liver has to digest that sugar. And not only does it increase your blood sugar levels, that also increases the risk of insulin resistance, which is type 2 diabetes. So that 1/4 cup of raisins with 24 grams of sugar is the equivalent to 6 teaspoons. And a woman's daily allowance is 6 teaspoons. So you've already taken your whole daily allowance of sugar in that 1 cup. And that's without counting for any other sugar you might have. And that can also be in things like fruit juice, it can be in the cereal that your raisins are in, it can be in your bread, it can be in your pastries. So you really need to make sure that you're understanding how much sugar you're taking in the dried fruit. A very small amount is not going to make a big difference, but when we're saying a small amount, it's got to be far smaller than that. If you're trying to lose weight, I really would suggest that you steer well clear of any dried fruit and just stick to whole fruit. Ideally, 2 portions a day is ample, and avoid breakfast cereals that are laden with things like dried bananas, dried raisins, sultanas and currants, because without you realising it, on top of the rest of the sugar that's in the cereal, you're really going to be ramping up your sugar content. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about what you should eat with your fruit to minimise the impact of the sugar load on your liver and on your body.